Karim. Hello and good evening to everyone. I'm back here to welcome you to the second episode of Expressions Espresso over a cup of coffee, tea for me, and I trust that all of you are continuing to follow the stay at home and stay safe orders by the governments. So how was the last episode? We would like to hear some feedback from you, some thoughts, so that we'll be able to inculcate that into our programs. I personally had so much of happiness and gratitude within myself after I closed that session. Good human beings influence us so much with their passion for life as such, passion that they put into their work, besides the generosity that they show towards society, of course, their positive outlooks. All of it was there, I felt. And Mr. Murli, the managing director of Sri Krishna Sweets, was gracious enough to inaugurate Expressions Espresso. Our guest for this evening has been with all of you, with all of us, musically over several decades, and holds a position of pride in the music fraternity. Crowned with the title of the prestigious Sangeeta Kalanidhi last year, precisely January 1st, 2020. She continues to impress with her scholastic skills. All of us know about her music, how tall her parampara is, her lineage is, how she expresses her music to her audiences. Now I'm going to tell you some lesser known facets of this beautiful lady. She loves artwork and does a lot of abstract painting. She's a skilled photographer, and some of her paintings are drawn from the pictures that she has photographed. You will be surprised that she gets passionate and creative about soap making and gets adventurous while cooking, trying out new recipes or improvising on the daily menus. She also has a huge library with some really vintage collections of books and some cherished souvenirs. She's a linguist too, fluent in all the South Indian languages and Hindi and Sanskrit, and also German and French. On the softer side, she is a great philanthropist and believes in being hands-on. She helps specially abled children by conducting therapy through her music, has done a course to equip herself for the same. Isn't that just so much about one person? This evening, we are going to have a conversation with Sowmya Sangeeta Kalanidhi.
Namaskaram, Akka.
Welcome, Sowmya, to Expressions Espresso. Namaskaram. It's such a pleasure to have you on the show.
I'm so thrilled.
Comment allez-vous?
Oh, très bien.
Ça va?
Oui. I feel so thrilled to be on the show.
I'm so happy to, you never expect to meet, off this lockdown period. I don't think we see each other even once during 3 months or 6 months.
No.
Only bump into ourselves in the backstage or at concerts or at some like dinner. So this is really an opportunity to meet you virtually, of course, but still.
Yes, yes, I'm very thrilled. You can see it all over my face, smiling and beaming.
I'm happy to tell the viewers that to share with them that today's conversation will be mostly in English because a lot of people had expressed to me personally that they were watching from the US and from the north of India and they were not able to understand Tamil, you know, the
Right.
expression we normally use. So until we technically need to use those words, I think I would refrain from getting into my mother tongue.
Let me do that too.
So we are going to have a conversation, Sowmya, about the current scenario of lockdown and how you think, our profession is going to progress as we move forward. Of course, there's going to be a lot of music.
Yes.
Before we start our conversation, I must share with you, Sowmya, what Sharada from Gobi has mentioned. You would be enlivened by this. Go back to your college days, perhaps. Unga rendu pair combination is like water. She says the combination of Sowmya and Sudha is like water. Because it seems I'm a Padma Awardee and a Sangeeta Kalanidhi, and Sowmya is a Sangeeta Kalanidhi. So Sangeeta Kalanidhi plus Sangeeta Kalanidhi. In chemistry, oxygen has 2 valency and hydrogen has 1 valency. Combination of these two gives water H2O, which is more expensive. Like water, you and Sowmya's combination is going to be flowing and interesting.
Absolutely. Thank you. That's nice.
I'm waiting to see the flow.
I'm very thrilled with the chemistry that's been described too between us.
So the first question now begins. It's not actually a question-answer session. It's like a conversation. You could ask me a question too, and I would take the question from your answer as well, right? So today the digital platform is really a boon, and it's like a backbone for connecting artists with audience spread over the world, right?
Right.
And it drives away the ennui of lockdown. Now, do you think this mode of offering of the arts will stay even after the lockdown?
Yes, actually, it's very nice to see many people online and not just the practicing musicians, but everybody as well. Sometimes everybody does upload their own artistic talents. It's actually very healthy, very nice, and I'm sure it will continue. It has been happening even earlier, but at a lower scale. It's only going to escalate, is what I feel. And sometimes it would be nice to have concerts from home or webcasts from home, so that there'll be continuity in the professional front as well.
You think we can have panel discussions and lecdems happening, which can, benefit students of the fraternity and probably be more educative? Do you think it has to stay with the entertainment part of our art form, or do you think we should also combine, the discussion part and the informative part of our music?
Actually, I agree more.
Do you think people will walk away if we offer that?
No, I don't think so. If they are going to get, all the experts or the stars coming on the screen for them at home, it's literally going into their homes. I'm sure they will not go away, but that'll be very meaningful because sitting at home and then and able to give a lot of information sitting at home and showing books even sometimes, and then talking about various aspects. It'll be very useful. But I'm sure right now the internet thing is not very great, thanks to, I think, the traffic, everybody sitting at home. Maybe later on it will improve and we'll have great bandwidth.
Into our show, because I can hear you in bits and pieces sometimes. The continuity of if I drew, it's like it goes and then it goes. Is a
yes.
Feeling.
Yeah.
So, is there a way that you see where we artists can adapt ourselves to this solo and remote singing. Excuse me. We are singing, right? But then we're singing without the accompanying artist.
Right.
So I somehow feel there is a vacuum there.
Yes, that is there, Akka, because I feel, see, when you are practicing at home, you have some contentment because you know you are singing for yourself. And when you're with the audience, you know you're singing for them, and so that there also you find contentment. But this in-between phase where you think people are there, but you don't see them, and then you don't get to really interact with them, you don't have a rapport, that personal rapport that you have in a concert auditorium, that even I'm not very too comfortable with that. What do you think,
Even
Akka?
besides that, when we sing Swara Prastara, right? The Mridangam, when it comes in, it takes you to a different level, right? And you get some new ideas also.
Yes, and without the co-artists, really it's going to be very, very, it'll be boring. It'll be really very monotonous. You know, there'll be, as you rightly said, there won't be any inspiration coming in. Yeah.
So you answered the part that I was going to ask you about singing in an auditorium and singing at home. The difference and the distance that it brings to us as artists and the audience listening.
I'm reminded of what you said during the debate, Akka, how much the audience matters. And in fact, your team won too, I remember.
Yes. I really feel audience presence matters. Yeah. So folk artists and rural artisans who are maybe not as savvy as many others, do you think they would get into this technology and be able to offer something, or do you think they are suffering big time? How do you think we can keep them unaffected?
Yeah, in my opinion, from what I see of people around me, of that the generally people who are not well off, they are pretty savvy when it comes to a WhatsApp or a Facebook. I see that they do have all these things, they know how to use them. But yes, to come and perform and to have that kind of internet broadband or bandwidth in their villages, sitting there in their home, it is really tough. But I think there should be some mediator or some representative who can tell them what they can do and try to bring them in. I know it's going to be very tough to talk to them and impress upon them that they keep something on their own.
You think one person who knows technology well, who's tech savvy, can have a combo with them and bring them on social media?
Yes. Because that sort of a thing happens in the education scenario, where many people do volunteering services. In fact, even I'm a part of it, to teach those kids online through Skype or whatever medium, online, face to face, through FaceTime or something like that, with a representative there who will be able to guide them.
Right. So now let's look at something positive. Let's imagine lockdown period is over.
Yes.
So what do you foresee for the next 6 months, and how do you think the texture of the concerts, of the real happening of concerts, organizing of concerts, performances, how is it going to change? Do you think immediately, suppose I have a concert in June, do you think people are going to jump and come into the auditorium? That closed atmosphere of air conditioning, sitting next to each other in the closely placed seats.
Yes.
Do you think it will happen immediately, or it's going to take time? What is your opinion?
The first product of this whole pandemic would be paranoia. But people would be paranoid for everything. Coming close to people or coming close in close quarters to talk to each other or to even give a handshake or sit next to each other or sit inside closed auditorium, closed environs. Oh, definitely that is going to be there. The first and foremost thing will be paranoia. What will happen if I go there? Would I contract, or is that person positive? All these things will certainly be there, isn't it?
Next to the accompanying artist, we're so close to the tambura and the upapakavadyam, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that is going to be there. So I think for people to come out of that mental block, it'll take a while, but they would definitely want to get out of this kind of scenario, this kind of sitting at home and this claustrophobic feeling that most people are getting these days. But in that sense, they would look forward to the concert. But this underlying paranoia will be there, is what I feel. But from artists' perspective, I think we'll get very nice, facilities. I hope nice green rooms, nice jamak columns.
Very positive outlook. Yes, I hope so.
Yeah.
So, what is going to change drastically or permanently post this lockdown period? Just tell me in 2 or 3 points. Do you think anything is going to change drastically?
For a while, I think at least this year, it's going to take a while for people to conduct concerts. The number of concerts may come down a little bit, is what I feel. At least.
Because of the sponsorship, is it?
Yeah, 2 things. One, because of this paranoia that I said, people, that one thing. Travel, because travel is going to definitely come down, because people, and especially there are states where, like for example, Bombay, where we go pretty often, that is really affected, and so that will come down a bit. And international travel again is terribly affected because of travel again. But on the positive side, I think people would flock to the concerts, waiting for the whole thing to come down. And then December season, I think, will have full halls for everybody.
But do you think people will travel international during December, as early as December?
No, I mean, at least the local people will come.
But then don't you think it's 50-50? 50 is local, within India. And don't
I
you
agree.
think 50 travel from overseas, Australia?
Absolutely. Yeah. US. I agree. Yes, absolutely. You're right there. Yeah, they may definitely not. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be possible.
So in this kind of a scenario, let's look at the bread part of it, the earning part of it. How do you think? Now I'm looking at different categories. I mean, for the main artist, what about the accompanying artists? What about tambura artists? There are artists who are totally dependent on it.
Very true.
And what they earn monthly.
Yes, Akka, you are the person who has initiated in GCMA, the Global Carnatic Music Association, a nice fund that has been created to support all these artists who are in need of such support. Kudos to you for that first.
I mean, we are looking at covering at least 400 to 500 artists, supporting them, which include Vidwans and Tavel Vidwans and Tambur artists, instrument makers.
Oh, yes.
So we're looking at supporting them for 3 months, at least up to June, April, May, and June. And I think more than really completely supporting them, I mean, you know how livelihood has become so expensive these days.
Yeah.
We are supporting them minimally, but definitely supporting them. But I hope, for us too, our kitty will get fuller and we'll be able to do more.
Yes, and you rightly said Nadaswaram Vidwans, because for them, not just these concerts, the temples are also closed. So it's very difficult now. Really, really pathetic for them. And I was telling somebody.
Sorry. You carry on.
No. I was telling somebody that we are all in a different way. The artists are also glorified daily laborers, because I mean many people for them to it's a daily bread, isn't it? Go for a concert, you get something, and that's how the Jeevanam goes on. I'm sorry, you were saying something. Cholugo.
No, I was saying, what was I coming to say? Yeah, I was saying this April and May is also wedding season concerts.
Oh, yes.
And every wedding has another sort of...
Absolutely. True. Very true.
I feel they will be big time affected by...
Yes, 100%.
By not only social distancing, but the fact that, everything is going to be postponed. Weddings in June and July, maybe postponed to November or December?
November, I think. Most places, yeah.
Do you have any other... Of course, you mentioned GCMA. But then are you thinking of doing anything else to support accompanying artists? Is there any other plan B that you have? Because you always are, as I mentioned in the intro, you have a philanthropic bend of a mind. So you would lean towards looking at a different way of supporting the artists. Are you?
No, Akka. As far as artists go, it is definitely through GPMA that I would like to support, because when it is a collective thing, it makes more sense. Rather than pick and choose certain artists. I don't have any specific person in mind like that. But that I would definitely, I'll do it only through. I'm doing it through GPMA. But for other people outside, I do have some of my school friends are doing a lot of service. They go out to the places. In fact, when the lockdown started, they went to places and then to distribute a lot of these basic groceries and other things to these homeless people. And some of the district, my driver is big time into this. So through him, I tend to support, and I normally I like to go hands on to the place and do it, but this time no, because I have my own respiratory issues, so I don't want to take a chance.
It's not a situation where you can really go hands on, go really be there.
Yes.
You can do it through a kind of a source, but to be there I think is not the right.
Yes, so I'm only doing some beginnings financial support this time. Akka, what about you? I'm sure you are doing a lot.
Both of us, it's like a US call, both of us start talking at the same time.
You are doing so much to Samudaya too, aren't you? So much towards various things, various activities. I'm sure this is the period where you're doing pretty much, aren't you?
We are trying to do, because we're also kind of hands tied with the funding, because corporate is really kind of gone low on supporting any particular causes. But we are helping, you would love that cause. I mean, we are helping a group of people from Street Vision. Street Vision is, is an organization which has 2 shelters. It's an NGO. 2 shelters, one for boys and one for girls.
Okay.
And they adopt children who are from the beaches, who might be used for trafficking and for begging and other purposes, not the right way. So they shelter these children, and they want. They were looking at, how do we feed these people, because their children are going to be at the shelter, not going to school. So they would have to be financially kind of sound to be able to feed the children. So we have supported them for April and plan to continue to support for May as well. And of course, to the general funds that, I guess every citizen of this country has to contribute in a way that fulfills the heart.
Very true.
We also supported the Chief Minister's public relief fund.
But Akka, don't you think, as you said, this concert, the sponsors, don't you think even the economy has affected them, and hence the concert sponsorship will also go down a bit?
What will go down a bit? Definitely.
Concert
yes.
sponsor.
I think so. It's going to affect every side that you look at. You look at its artists, yes. Look at the organizers, yes. Sponsors, yes. Corporates, yes.
Yes.
So for a while, till the entire thing gets a little normal, till we touch the zenith of normalcy, I think it is going to be a kind of a look positive, think positive attitude.
Very true. Yeah.
And make the best of what we might be able to do.
Right. Yeah.
So now I think we should have some music now before.
Yes.
So I'm going to take you into the firing range of questions and step into the music jukebox.
Okay.
All these questions, probably you can support them with any song that comes to your mind.
Okay.
Just a line or two. Okay. And if there is a question which does not relate to a song, you can just leave it. No hard and fast. Which do you feel personally, is the most beautiful place in this country of all the places that you have visited?
Most beautiful. I like mountainside. ನೀಲಗಿರಿ ದುಂಡೆ ಸಖಿಗಳೇ ज्वालामुखिगले सुप्रभातम् सुप्रभातम् सुप्रभातम्. Or I used to hear the song in my childhood.
So, with the phone, I know it's a kind of a, you can do without water and you can do without oxygen. I think you can't do without your phone. That's the state kind we are all in. So, do you prefer talking over the phone or do you prefer texting?
You know what? I like to use that voice mode on WhatsApp.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
That I prefer because that's the best. That's the personal touch, and I don't have to go on typing if it's a long message.
That's true. I too resort to that when it's a longer message, and it really has a personal touch, but at the same time, it restricts you from talking too much, like over a phone.
Yes.
We need to preserve our vocal cords, right?
Absolutely.
Do you have a song that reminds you of some very special relationship? Like mother-daughter, father-daughter, guru-shishya, or two friends, or your school friend, college friend, professor?
Something that's funny that is, one funny thing incident, not funny, let me put it that way. That would not be the song for the scenario. Like my sister, Total, she was just born, and somebody said Shurti, let's sing something with Shurti, is very Mangalakaram. I ended up singing Ento Prematone Pilachite. And Appa was, of course, happy because I sang a nice Varnam. But my mom is like, sing something more, that goes with the occasion and not, Yento Prema Varnam paadindu irukeni.
But actually, I mean, Suruti, I think it suits your voice because I learned Geetarthamu from your recording.
Oh.
What is the first thing when we meet people? Leave aside this lockdown period. We as artists, we meet so many people, right? When we meet a person, what is the first thing that you look for? I mean, what is that which holds your attention?
Smiling eyes. I always look at the eyes.
Yes.
I always do that. That
I think
smiling eyes.
The smile and the eyes and the smiling eyes. Yeah.
Yes.
From your childhood, just tell me two anecdotes that that stay there because it has been inspiring, or it has been something that you want back, can't have.
Yeah. One of them is like in my Kerala, where I had so much fun. It was our school was amidst rubber grove, so a lot of rubber trees growing, and it was like open, and it was very very nice. So during lunchtime, we had a long lunchtime, about 45 minutes. We used to go there, run around, play, and it was natural, not within the compound. So that is something, and of course, damage the rubber tree. Go on, and get the rubber and dirty your shirt or school uniform and get scoldings from Appa Amma. Yeah. And the other thing is being with my guru, especially learning on the beach with him. He used to take us to the beach and then put the Shruti box in the beach and then sing. Me and his daughter, Vanati, Dr. Vanati Raghuram. That is very memorable.
That is something that I think it's an image that will be there whenever you want. Like switching on a light.
Yes, yes. It is very nice, actually. At that time, I think, due to the age or something, I felt a little odd. But now thinking back, oh, wow. I mean, I was so lucky to have done it, especially in the presence of the Guru.
What is song that you learned in that situation?
Annapurne Visalakshmi.
Yes. And you have shukal and kadalakka to eat with it.
Isn't it? Unfortunately, no. Tenga manga patani shundal, but no. Unfortunately.
And which is the best compliment that you have received thus far? One compliment. It can be from anyone.
People keep smiling all the time. Generally, smile.
You have received.
அதான் ஸ்மைல் பண்றது.
நீ ஸ்மைல் பண்றது.
ஆமா. இல்லன்னா but one thing I'll never forget, which
leave aside that, yeah, it is a compliment, but some compliment like a sentence. Do you remember anyone saying something about your music, perhaps, or about a particular raga that you dealt with? Something a little more profound and serious.
The one thing is like, I don't know if I should be saying this, but I was going in train to one kacheri with my dad to Delhi, and this some person in the train kept on looking at me. I was like, "Enda pathande irkane," kind of a thing. And he came and said, "No, I really like your eyes. They're really big, very expressive eyes." Abhinadu. That is with a physical compliment, I guess. But yeah. You mean musically? Actually, I'm not able to hear you at all.
Your musical
I'm not able to hear you.
powers.
Oh, I think the audio is
not anymore.
Gone, I think.
You can't hear me?
I'm not able. I'm only lip reading.
Oh, no wonder you're answering something different from the actual, Okay, core. Let me.
I don't know if it is.
It's the congestion, I think, definitely. Can you hear me? Kinna? Can't hear?
No, I'm not able to hear you. I don't know what suddenly went wrong. It's not changed anything at all.
Almost coming to the close. So, can you lip read? Lip read.
Anyway, yes, lip reading actually. Oh, it's such a pity though. Anyway, but
questions from those who are watching. Let's try Damshara.
Can I log back in a minute, in just a few seconds? Can I try doing that? Shall I? Sorry about this. Let me just try.
So I was going to suggest that we should try Damsharats for her to be able to kind of figure out what I'm asking her and be able to answer. But she decided to leave the studio and come back. Let's see how the situation improves. Meanwhile, I'm going to look at the questions that have come in. It seems people have. Do you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Good.
I'm so sorry.
Damsharaj with you. சரி, நிறைய பேர் வந்து தமிழ்ல பேசலன்னு ரொம்ப வருத்தப்படுறாளாம்.
ஓ, ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமா போச்சு எனக்கு.
அதனால வந்து தமிழ்ல கொஞ்சம் பேசலாம். சரியா?
நிச்சயமா ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம்.
சில ராகம்ஸ் வந்து ஃபாஸ்டா பாட போறேன். ஒரு 10 ராகம். நீ வந்து அதுல ஒரே ஒரு லைன் மட்டும் பாடினா போதும்.
சரி. நீ இறங்காய் என்னில் புகழ் ஏது, சர்வேஷ அடிமையை நீ முதலில் தள்ளாதே. பராத் பரா.
Good.
ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பார்ட் கொஞ்சம் கட் ஆச்சு. Of course, it should be only தாயே திரிபுர சுந்தரி. ஏன்னா திருவான்மியூர் வளர்ந்து வருதோ இல்லையோ?
திருவான்மியூர் வளரல, இந்த தாயே திரிபுர சுந்தரி நமக்கு இப்ப கிருபை காட்டியே ஆகணும்.
ஆமா, மருந்தீஸ்வரர் தான் எல்லாம்.
கரெக்ட்.
உன்னையல்லால் வேறு இல்லை அம்மா. என்னை வருகவென குறித்திட்டு ஆடும் சிதம்பரமோ மனதிற்குகந்தது முருகன் ரூபம் மாயையை. ஆமா.
That was very, very, very interesting.
That was interesting. I know.
Yeah, and I think the point is that நிறைய பேர் வந்து தமிழ்ல பேசணும்னு கேக்குறா, பட் வந்து அதை வந்து கொஞ்சம் நம்ம எப்படி அதை ஹேண்டில் பண்றதுன்னு எனக்கும் தெரியல. பிகாஸ் எல்லாரும் பாக்குறா இல்லையா?
ஆமா, that happens.
Any suggestion you think you have a solution for this?
Maybe bilingual at times, but then normally we tend to talk bilingual. Always we do that. Tamil nu sonnalum vandudrudu English vaarthaigal ella.
நான் வந்து சில இடங்கள்ல வந்து தமிழ்ல தான் பேச வந்தது, then I had to convert it into English and speak.
ஆமா.
Natural, but then please viewers, I mean, thank you for watching us today, and it has been great pleasure talking to Sangeeta Kalanidhi, Sowmya. In case we kind of spoke too much in English, to forgive us. It was for the sake of those people who don't understand Tamil that we had to switch to English.
Akka, I would like to say just a few words, if you don't mind.
That there's one more question that I'd like you to answer.
Okay.
Because you believe in this therapy and you help a lot of children and all that. In Maithili wants to know, isai ma noyai அப்படியா எந்த இசைக்கு வலிமை ஜாஸ்தி? அதாவது ஹிந்துஸ்தானி சங்கீதமா, கர்நாடக சங்கீதமா, வெஸ்டர்ன் மியூசிக்கா, இப்படி ஏதாவது ஒரு கேட்டகரி பர்டிகுலரா இருக்கா? இப்போ வந்து ஒரு மாத்திரை சாப்பிட்டோம்னா, when we have tablets, there is a chemical change and the disease gets alleviated.
Right.
But then how does one expect to give therapy through a music? What kind of change within the body do you think is happening?
No, the thing is, just like medicine is being prescribed, this should also be prescribed. It's very subjective. Namakke vanda vela, they keep changing depending on our own mood, So when you're feeling lower, then you're trying to sing something, even as an artist. When you're feeling very ecstatic, then you sing something else. So that happens. Even we sometimes feel like listening to instruments, sometimes it's just vocal music, isn't it? So it's very prescriptive and very subjective. So that way, one should understand what the person who wants the therapy is going through. Then we'll be able to do that. That is what the experts in the field also say.
So Shailaja Khanna has something very, very interesting for me too.
Yeah.
She says, such intelligent, articulate, perceptive musicians. No wonder they are engaging, even without me understanding the words, the lyrics.
Oh, that's so nice.
Really says, why don't we both join together and sing, do kind of a fundraiser concert on online. Her contribution is 5K. The first contribution comes in.
Yeah. Advance. Really, I mean, definitely, பண்ணணும்னு ஆசை பண்ணுவோம். The only thing is, I think online பண்றதுனா we need to get the technology in place. That's the only thing.
Of course, we can choose a time of the day where there's not so much traffic or congestion. But still, I think, we need to kind of arrive at an interface that will help us to contribute to, or shall we say, like, ஒரு ராகம் பாடினோன்னா நான் ஒரு இடத்துல நிறுத்தினேன்னு நீ அடுத்தது ஆரம்பிக்கணும். You can't ஹேஷ்யமா பாட முடியாது.
And சேர்ந்து பாடுறது கஷ்டம், கட் ஆகும்.
Yeah. So you want to say something, Sowmya?
Yes, Akka. All I wanted to say is like, it's like to talk with you is like you have so much. There's so much of saulabhyam. It's you're so accessible. Your camaraderie. You're very inspirational that way. Having achieved so much, and ஒரு attitude உங்கள்ட்ட இல்லவே இல்லை. That's something I've always admired. Really like it. All of us. It's not only my age. People younger than me also. They always say, "Oh, Sudha, it's easy to talk to her," and you're always Akka for all of us. So, and I was like very thrilled.
The whole world used to call her Akka, but then I used to call her Amma. I wanted to be different, and she allowed me to call her Amma. So.
No, but that thing, that you always look up to many people. And musically, I always tell everybody your stamina and your, that go-getter kind of attitude, and then you do it. That very inspirational, Akka. That's not Mukastuti Kila. I have told people in interviews also. So I really wanted to tell you the Tarunatla because we all draw from each other. There's no this thing at all. That kind of inspiration. And why should you be doing this? Calling any of the artists doing it. So nice of you to do that. Really.
You were the first artist that has kind of come into the show. Expressions. I'm so touched that I'm bereft of words. Really. Pray and wish that we soon come out of this challenging phase,
right.
back our comfort zone, the stage.
Yes,
absolutely. Joking with the accompanying artist, interacting with the audience. That's what makes us happy. Singing for the world.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. Absolutely.
So thank you, Sowmya, for your time, for your inputs, and for making me laugh a bit amidst kind of tense, anxious, perceptive situation. Let's all pray through our music to heal the world.
Thank you so much, Akka. Namaskar.
Namaskar. And to you viewers, a very, very big thank you. I hope you enjoyed this musical dialogue with Sowmya. Not often do we get to see the other side of performing artists. We're always at concerts or we hear them sing on CDs and DVDs and online. I mean, it leaves us so little time when we're performing and traveling to interact with many artists. We watch them from a distance. We admire them. We are in awe of their music. But this episode has given me an opportunity to tap on the other side of who Sowmya is. And I'm so happy for that. Let's keep praying that Namma Chennai comes back to normalcy. Namma Bharat, Namma India comes back to normalcy. The whole world gets healed ASAP with all our prayers, with the music that pours out of our hearts, and with the compassion that we all express to each other at times like this. And of course, once again, I bow my head in gratitude to all the health workers, to the volunteers, to people who are hands-on, working to bring back normalcy, to keep us all safe at home. Bye, and looking forward to episode 3, where I'll be with you all with another wonderful personality. Good evening and sleep well.